So just in the last 24 hours, there has been a ton of new Nintendo Switch news that we have to cover today. That includes new games being available for download right now on the eShop, a free demo that you guys can check out, and we definitely have to talk about the love and care that Nintendo is offering to Metroid Dread as we have a new trailer to discuss. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we're covering a few different stories today. The first of which is that we have a WarioWare demo that we have now live in the eShop, so you guys can hop over to your eShop on Nintendo Switch and download this right now to check it out. It is a relatively short demo, but it does offer some hands-on gameplay experiences when it comes to this micro minigame style of an experience. And if you guys haven't played the WarioWare games on the DS or even on the Wii, they are a lot of fun, especially if you have friends to play them with. That's typically how I play through WarioWare. It does offer a full single player mode that you can enjoy by yourself, but I definitely have the most fun when I'm passing off controllers, or we all have controllers and we're trying to complete the challenges on a game like WarioWare. So make sure you do check it out, as it's a free demo, and I do like Nintendo to really follow the formula of starting to promote more demos to check out games, especially ones that some people might be on the fence of. Is obviously this isn't even a full price release. This is a $50 release from Nintendo, and so it is nice to have them, you know, see if there's enough value here for people, as they even sent out a survey, and that's kind of how this game originally was leaked, around how much people would be willing to pay for WarioWare. So it does make sense that they're at least putting out a demo as a feeler to see if they're going to get a lot of sales from this game or not. But again, for me, it's going to be primarily focused around multiplayer, but if you guys do like to have fun with your friends or even just play by yourself, this one may be worth checking out. The next new game announcement I want to cover very quickly on the eShop is the fact that we have Quake, the PC classic, actually coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it is actually available for $10 right now on the eShop. And if you guys don't know, Quake is a revolutionary PC classic that really created a lot of the online shooter experience when it comes to the origins of what 3D shooters actually were, playing with friends, playing online. And these games all the way up to this point have only really been playable on the PC, so it's very refreshing to see something like a Nintendo Switch now support this game. And it was remastered, so there's better lighting effects. It definitely still keeps the traditional pixel style art, but it is in 3D again, and you guys can see all the footage for yourself. But this one, for me, I'm excited for personally, because I did not play through much Quake at all on the PC. In fact, I never owned it myself. I briefly played it at a friend's house, but I would like to check this out on the Nintendo Switch, and it's going to be nice the fact that we can take it with us portably or play in docked mode. So again, this is one that if you guys are interested, go over to the eShop and check it out, as Quake is now on the Nintendo Switch family of systems. And the next game we're talking about is one I did not even know existed until today, as I was surprised when Nintendo just uploaded a launch trailer for an indie title that I had seen no previous promotion from. I would love to know if you guys have heard of this beforehand, but this is the initial exposure to this game, and I definitely got Zelda vibes from it, and that is Aria of Spirits. And so that the reason that I got Zelda vibes from it, it kind of looks more like a 2D overhead style of game. It almost reminded me a little bit of Link's Awakening, the remake, on this Nintendo Switch, and the combat looks very fast paced. I do like the dodge roll mechanic. That reminds me a little bit of Dark Souls. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Souls fan. So again, this is one for that, you know, whenever you get some Zelda vibes, you get a little bit of Dark Souls vibes from the combat. It's exciting for me. So this game does retail at $19.99 and is available on the eShop today. And I think I'm going to pick this one up and hopefully see, you know, what it has to offer. It does mention that it is a action RPG that is very heavily story driven. So whether or not the story is enticing, that all remains to be seen. But just from the brief, like one and a half minute trailer that Nintendo released today as the launch trailer for this game, did get me pumped enough to maybe go in and check it out. And I will be picking this one up, and I would love to hear from you guys if you have any interest in it and what your thoughts are from the trailer that Nintendo released today. Now, the major talking point that got me hyped for today's video is the fact that we got another Metroid Dread trailer. And I gotta tell you guys, just to start off, I am super surprised at how much Nintendo is revealing ahead of this game's release. Now, one, they need to do this for Metroid, as obviously we know Metroid historically does not sell that well, and this is really gonna be the first shot of Metroid getting this kind of install base that the Nintendo Switch has at over 85 million plus units right now. And so I get why the push is there. I'm also cautiously optimistic about the fact that hopefully Nintendo doesn't spoil any major story points that I want to find out while playing the game ahead of time. As watching some of these trailers now, you can really do deep dives into the lore and what we might see you know, exposed in this storyline, and this is going to wrap up the Metroid 1 through 5 story arc. So there's obviously a lot of lore that will go down very deep into the roots of Metroid that will be focused on in Dread. But I do think that this is great to see Nintendo continue to shout this out, continue to promote it on the Twitter, And I do think that all these trailers just build more mystery at this point. Now, the question then becomes is if we get that September Nintendo Direct, are we going to get another blowout trailer that gives us even more story information? Or maybe they'll just focus more on gameplay, because I do think that a Nintendo September Direct is coming, and I do think Metroid Dread will be featured at the event, because they're obviously betting the farm on Metroid Dread. It's releasing alongside of the Switch OLED model. They're doing everything in their media and marketing department to pump up this game. And I gotta tell you guys, even from somebody who is a hardcore Metroid fan, that this effect is working on me. Like every time I get a new Metroid Dread volume report, or I'm seeing them shout out the history of the franchise, which by the way, Nintendo, give us Game Boy family of systems on NSO so we can actually play through all the Metroid games leading up to Dread. But hopefully they do that, and hopefully that's a surprise shadow drop announcement at something like a September Nintendo Direct, because obviously the fans are ready for some kind of new functionality on NSO, that's including myself. But regardless, I am very excited to see Nintendo give this much love and attention to a franchise that we historically see them kind of treat as an afterthought. We even went entire generations of consoles without seeing any Metroid installments whatsoever, such as the Nintendo 64 and the Wii U. So for them to actually really prop this game up and give it the best possible foot forward that it can on the Switch, I think it's a good thing. And I do personally predict that this will be the best-selling Metroid game so far, as you know, nothing has really broken that 3 million mark yet in the entire history of the franchise. So I'm excited for Dread. I'll definitely be picking it up day one. I also think this leads to a larger, broader picture of what Nintendo's trying to do with Metroid as a franchise, as obviously they want multiple franchises to be household names. They don't want it to just be the Zeldas and the Marios, and then, you know, even the Donkey Kongs. Like, they really want to have as many of their first party characters and IPs be out there in the mainstream as possible. And I think that this leads into the marketing push that they will have for the 3D Metroid universe, which hopefully starts off with Metroid Prime Trilogy, and then we ultimately will get the game that we know is coming to the Switch, which is Metroid Prime 4. And hopefully that's sooner rather than later, but obviously until we get any kind of official development update from Retro Studios or another trailer, we really are still in the dark, as we haven't even gotten a glimpse of gameplay or the world for Metroid Prime 4. But either way, for me, I'm still super pumped as a Metroid fan to see all this love, care, and appreciation to the Metroid Dread title, and that I think we will see from Nintendo going forward, and all the cool stuff like the switchable suits and all the new details we're finding out about Dread. But at this point in the video, guys, I want to know all your thoughts and opinions on everything we talked about today. Are you excited for any of the games that we covered? Are you going to be checking out things like Quake or this Aria of Spirits game that we talked about? And are you interested in WarioWare? And then the big talking point I want to hear from you guys on is, are you planning on picking up Metroid Dread day one? What is your thoughts with how Nintendo is handling this title compared to the rest? And are you on the same page with me that you think that this leads to a bigger picture for the 3D marketing of the future, or hopefully a Metroid Prime Trilogy release on the Switch, and then ultimately a Metroid Prime 4 release on the Switch? So make sure you share all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below before you do leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do at this point in the video want to invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you'll have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.